If you're struggling to declutter or to actually keep that clutter gone once you start decluttering, one of the biggest reasons could actually be your clutter monster and what its deeper meaning is deep down. I actually think they're more like a clutter creature. They're friendly and they're actually trying to keep us safe. Now, I put on my clutter alchemy hat and I discovered that my clutter creature is the nostalgia nymph. Oh. It's that receipt from that first time we took the kids to the aquarium. I have to keep this. I'm really nostalgic about a lot of things, like music. If it's fall, I'm gonna wanna be listening to The Cure, or if it's spring, it's going to be Matthew Good. Now, when it comes to my kids though, that is when nostalgia really starts to kick in. I will maybe pick up like an kids t-shirt and be transported back in time to when they were babies. And some of you may know my oldest son just graduated from high school and is headed off to university in like a couple of weeks. So this is a crazy nostalgic time for me, and yes, I can definitely fall into that trap. So I can just be decluttering and then all of a sudden come across something and be like, oh my gosh, this is that thing my sweet little boy made. Sure, he made 7 or 8, but I need to keep every single one because this just takes me back into time, back to the past. One of my favorites is memory box magic. Now grab yourself a memory box, any kind of box will do, and you're going to put very special treasures into it. Now, quite often I suggest people leave sentimental things out so that they can enjoy them. So maybe you like love this little cow that you got from your grandma or something like that. You might leave it out. Or perhaps at this moment in time, you're not going to leave it out. So you're going to put it in the box. Or you have some other very significant thing like one card. Some people, they love cards and they want to save them all. That's up to you. That would be perfect to put into the box. Just make sure that you are choosing items that truly evoke joyful memories and let go of duplicates or things that don't really have a lot of sentimental value. Then there's the 1-year rule. Now, if you haven't used or thought about an item in a year, it's time to consider letting it go. Embrace the freedom of a clutter-free space as you release these items that are not serving you anymore. Those are just some of the tips for the nostalgia nymph, and knowing those has actually helped me when I do declutter baby things or gifts. There are 3 other creatures that I want to tell you about, but first, there's actually a deeper meaning behind these monsters, and just because you can identify what that creature is, it doesn't mean that you are able to overcome what they're trying to stop you from doing, which is creating an amazing decluttered home so you have that freedom. These guys are trying to keep you safe, so they are tricky. Some of the ways that we can be stuck is number 1, generational things. Now, these are things we learned from our parents or our grandparents, and it can go way back. Maybe your grandparents were from the Depression. I know my grandparents kind of were headed out of the Depression when they were little. And I mean, it wasn't like it just over like that. Like, no, they were poor. Or maybe you were like me and you grew up in the 80s, or you were even an adult in the 80s, and it was all about buying and consumption, and we were never going to declutter. Let's also look at beliefs. Now, my dad, he once said, I am the keeper of things. Things come to me. Can you imagine if you actually believed that, how hard it would be to declutter? Or maybe one of your beliefs you need to explore is like, what does this mean to me? Why do I have these things? Why do you believe that? And what does it even mean to declutter? These are things we need to explore, and knowing what our deeper clutter creature is can really, really help with that. And another thing is, what habits do we have? What is that little clutter creature encouraging us to do? Is it shopping when we're feeling down? Is it hoarding? Is it impulse buying? Another habit you might have is holding on to things thinking that you can or will fix them. Let's get into the other monsters. Now, the next one is the Momentum Medusa. Now, she actually will keep you stuck and really gets in the way of that momentum. She also makes it so you're not exactly sure where to start or pick up where you left off. I just don't know where to start. So So watch out for frozen moments when you're hesitating or you have doubt. Your strategy would be embracing the motivation when it comes up and to keep moving forward even when you are faced with challenges. You can also use the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method to get yourself going. If you're like, I don't know where to start, just start somewhere. And then there's the procrastination pixie. Maybe you're stuck in perfectionism, or you just end up baking muffins instead of decluttering. I know I should be decluttering, but I've never cleaned these. Can you believe that? That's scary. I should really prioritize this. Now you can overcome her spell by breaking tasks into smaller, more actionable, bite-sized steps and taking consistent action. Now I get procrastinating. I really, really do. And I can fall into those little things of being like, you know what, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and bake some cookies. But that is actually not helping you get to your goal. Like, sure, it is productive to bake cookies, but you're not focused on that task right now. We are decluttering. Your strategy is to put productivity together with clarity by understanding that you need to take action to get that progress that you want. And then there is the indecision imp, who puts you in the tricky dance of indecision and the web of uncertainty. I know I have lots of bowls and I got each of these at a thrift store, but I just can't decide which one to keep and which one should go. The indecision imp really does make it hard to decide. She just tricks us and just throws that little bit of doubt in so that we stay safe by keeping everything. So I want you to find courage within yourself and stop doubting yourself. Head on. Trust your instincts when making choices. You know what is holding you back and what will get you to your ultimate goal. So be strong. And your strategy is to embrace your power by being clear and picking what matters most. It's actually really helpful to know what your clutter creature is, because then you can figure out what the strategies are to combat it. And I have a quiz that will help you figure that out, what the characteristics are, and of course, how to overcome them. There's also a printable and a video to help guide you. And of course, it's free. Now, to learn your clutter monster type and to get awesome tips to overcome them, head over to minimalisthome.ca/quiz or click the link below. I hope something great happens for you today, and I will see you next time. Bye.